and to be fair, if you want, I was the drama. If we're to say I was, and again, I apologize to her whenever this comes up, because I was the drama. Because for Jessie, I would have gone 110%. And she knows that. And I think the quicker she saw that, oh crap, he's willing to go whole full level. I think the easier it got for both of us. Where even if she said to me, oh, don't come to my house tomorrow. If I come, what are you gonna do? Like you know, I'm not coming there for you. I'm not coming to make trouble. Even if I come, you don't let me in. That's fine. I'll go back home and come back again. But some guys, I think, if the moral of the child say don't come to my house tomorrow, they just take that as, oh, she's been dramatic, and it's easier for them to just put in blame on her to say, you know what, I went there, she asked me not to come, so I went on, and then
again
back.
I do. Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Figuring Out Fatherhood. I'm the host for today. My name's Chris and I'm here with Jessie. Jessie's a father of one.
Hi Chris.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate you, man. Jessie, tell us a bit about yourself.
Wow. I've only got one child that we know of. No, I'm joking. Just one. He's Jessie as well. He's 8 years old. Had him when I was 25? Yeah, on Christmas Day, so he just turned 8.
Okay. So let me make sure that I understand what you're saying here. Your name is Jessie.
Yeah.
And your son's name is Jessie as well.
Well, to be fair, it had to be a name beginning with J.
Okay.
Because all my family have all got names with J's. So I said to the mom, you could pick one. And long as we agree with that, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? I want Jessie. And I just thought, I'm not going to argue with that.
No junior, it's just straight Jessie.
No, just straight Jessie. I didn't want a junior. Oh, that's something I wanted. I didn't want it to be
a junior, yeah.
Junior or, no, just, you're going to come in Jessie. Yeah, I don't want that junior. Nah.
You know what? I love that.
Yeah, he's his own person. I don't want a junior. Specifically, that's why I don't say Jessie Junior. Jessie.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so welcome to Figuring Out Fatherhood. What we do is we explore your journey as a dad, right? Going from how you and your son's mum initially met to the pregnancy to the birth, and then we navigate life through till current date, right? You okay with that? Any question I ask you that I'm not comfortable with, feel free to let me know. I'm going to take it out. Anything you say, you think yourself, I'm trying to say that, let me know as well, and I'll scrub that out as well. And yeah, let's get right into it now. So like I said, we're going to start at the very beginning. How did you and Jessie's mum meet?
Twitter.
Shoot.
No, you know what it was? I wrote a tweet about, I know I'm going to regret staying up this late. And then someone retweeted it. And I think she made a comment and they go, me too. And I think the next day, she messaged me to say, I was work. Did you struggle?
Oh, so she shocked.
And I thought, okay, no, I said it was quite easy. I was looking at William Hill. It's like, it was quite easy. And that was it.
And that was it. So you just quick enough that.
It was brief though. I think we knew each other for 3-4 months.
Before she got pregnant?
Yeah. So it was a brief one. It was a...
Considering that, let's discuss. So at the time, I was seeing you about 24?
Yeah, 20.
You were 24?
Yeah, 24, because I think it was January. April that year I turned 25. So yeah.
You're 24, okay. So she says to you, Jessie, I'm pregnant. You've been dating for 3-4 months. How did you feel?
I always say this. I remember that like so clearly. It was raining, the weather. I was at work and my phone kept ringing. Obviously, I'm working at William, I can't pick up the phone. But I could see before ringing. And I took a break and I picked up and she goes, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it. And I keep it, right? My soul just left. Like, you know what it's that is? Like, oh, I'm not with you on this.
Yeah.
Like, my whole body just felt so empty. Like, and I just said, okay.
So, I want to make sure that I and the viewers understand this correctly, right? So she called you
and just said,
her mind was made up.
Yeah. Said, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it. And I said, all right. And then she called back. I think she was expecting me to push back.
Yeah.
But because we've had, obviously, not extensive conversation, but they asked me the conversation of, oh, do you want kids? And I'm like, nah. Do you want kids or not? Because this time she just got like a proper job where having a child at that time probably wasn't the best time for her.
Oh, the impact of luck.
Yeah. But she literally just landed this job. And then she rang like, oh, what should I do? And I go, that's not fair. I said, I'm never going to answer that because we both had this conversation where you asked me and I said, no, I didn't want a child. I asked you and you said, you didn't want a child. So now are you asking me, what should I do? I said, but whatever you want to do, 100% I'm in. If you want to have the child, 100% I'm in. If you don't have the child, 100%. Whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to answer that question. I said, I'm not going to answer that question.
Between both of us, and I guess everyone else that's watching, why did you refuse to? Was it like a guilt thing? Was it like you weren't sure?
When it comes to the conversation of you're changing the dynamic of the relationship. When I met her and she said to me, I wanted a child, I want to carry it on.
Okay, I understand.
Because I just come out of a relationship and she just came out of a relationship. So for me, it was more, okay, perfect. I don't need to think of anything. She don't need to. That was it.
So how did you feel when she said she's keeping it?
There was one thing that crossed my mind. Because I was so naive and so materialistic at that time, all I thought about was, I'm not going to be able to buy Air Forces anymore. That was literally that crossed.
It's a valid thought though.
That was literally, I just remember all that crossed my mind is, no more Air Forces. That was literally it. And I just said to her, you know what? When you make up your mind, let me know so I can tell my dad. Because I'm a proper good relationship with my dad. Like,
I love that.
Yeah. So I said, until you make up your mind, I'm not giving this information to my dad. When you fully know that this is what you want, then, because I'm not going to tell him, and in 2 weeks' time, you're telling me, you know what, I changed my mind. So I said, when you're saying you. And then I just said, all right, cool. And then from there.
So you weren't too phased by it, you just.
Because I knew I had the support, I wasn't. Compared to other people, I knew the family that I've come from.
Okay.
The support was there. And then obviously, I've been already had my nephew when my brother passed away, and I had my nephew every other weekend. So I wasn't phased about, like, the support was already there somehow. Like, with my brother, my dad, uncles, like the house is always, there's always someone there to look after someone. So I wasn't bothered.
I love that.
I wasn't stressed. The only thing that came across my was no more Air Force.
No more Air
I
Force.
was literally
I wish that was the only problem or concern that men had when it, well, fair enough, I understand. Okay, cool. So that's she told you to pregnancy, you went to phase, which is great. Let's talk about the pregnancy, right?
That was horrible. I was a shit. I was a crap. Can I swear?
Yeah, good. How's your clean?
What's the word? I don't want to say partner because we wasn't together. Well, I didn't really care. I didn't give her that much. I think it was that if you want a child, you want a child. I'm here for the child until the child is there. Whatever you want to do, however you feel, that's entirely up.
So you guys broke up?
We was never together.
Okay.
Yeah, remember? I just come out of a relationship. So I think I was crap. I was, again, I didn't do anything. Like, now and then, whoever is coming in from me, I might do something. But if she was to ring and said, hey, X, Y, Z wasn't happening, that's your problem. Like, I was crap. I was young, but for me, it was, if you make that decision, you have to be able to live with the consequences. You say, wait, on my end, I'm having to live with the consequences someone else has made for me. But you can't make the decision and expect me to fall in line with however. Say, for example, you say, my fear's swollen. Can you come pick me up and drop me here? No, I can't. No, you should have thought about that. No, I was crap. I could.
Okay. So my question at this point, I guess, is this: do you still hold that same stance?
Oh no! Come on, we're in a good space now.
No. When I say that same stance, I mean, like, I assume this little situation won't happen again. But if it did happen again right now, and she says to you, Jesse, this is a novel when pregnant for your child that you wouldn't expect to have a child with. And she says to you, Jesse, my feet are swollen, can you come with son?
Oh, yes, because you're changing the dynamics of, if we agree to have a child, then I understand that when that moment comes, I will step into that room. But if you've then made that decision for both of us, I know people are going to say, yeah, but it takes two to, yes, I do understand. But in my opinion, the final decision always lies with the woman. Because I always ask this question, if a man says he wants a child and the woman said she doesn't want a child, what happens? She don't keep the child most of the time. But if a woman says she wants a child and the man says he doesn't, the woman still gets to keep the child regardless of whether the man wants it or not. So for me, it's not when we have those decisions, we have to then learn to live with the consequences. If I said to you, let's have a chat together, and I move like that, then I'm a dickhead because you've obviously taken me into account and said, you know what, you're the reason we're having this child. But if you've taken that away from me and you just made that as to say, you know what, whether he wants it or not, I'm going to keep it. Can't expect me to then give in when you want me to, oh, I'm craving suya, I'm craving jollof rice, and I should.
So this is like a boundaries thing, like again, like say you're having a child, not the.
But then they go and in that.
Exactly.
This is what
exactly.
Growing up with her of having a child at that young age, I tried to separate both of them. And I think I did a very crap job at that because at no point did I ever think, if I'm looking after Jessie, I have to look after Jessie's mom because a healthier Jessie's mom means healthier Jessie. At no point did I look at that. For me, it was just Jessie.
Yeah.
Of course, Jessie. As Jessie eaten, as Jessie done it, as Jessie did. Never did I ever pour into, again, this was what, I was young.
You were young. Yeah. The thing is, let me not sit here and pretend like I didn't do the same thing. But I'm like, I don't want everyone to give the impression like I've done better because I've all similar to you. Like I was so.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It was what it was. Like you said, and then when my child came and then as we developed together, I was like, oh, I should have done. So that's what I asked is your start.
I've apologized a few times because it's just most of the time where I think I asked a few elders that what was the issue with you and all of them gave me the same answers. Money. So all I did was just pump money into it. She wants to buy this, money. She wants to do that, money. Even if I could do it, I still give the money for her to do it. I didn't want to get involved with anything. I just wanted to get involved with Jessie. When there's doing doctor's appointment, yeah, I'll come. Anything with Jessie, I'll come. But other than that, nah, don't ring me. You don't have to do it with me.
Okay.
I just kept pumping money into it.
And this carried on throughout the pregnancy?
From the pregnancy to now. I started giving her money when she was pregnant.
Okay, so let's talk about, so that's the pregnancy. Were you there for the birth?
I was there throughout. Everything from Jessie, as long as there's Jessie involved, I've never missed one.
I love that.
Everything from the day she said she's pregnant till now, I've never missed. Long as Jessie's involved, I'm involved. Never missed one.
That's amazing.
Never missed anything. But that's what I'm saying. While I was doing that, I was forgetting Jessie as a mom. I was never putting Jessie's mom as a package with Jessie. For me, it was solely
Jessie.
That was it. It was literally solely Jessie. Which again, obviously now I understand that it wasn't wrong, but at that time, I was operating on the information I had from other people, which was just be there for your child. And that was all I tried to do, just be there for my child. But again, someone to look after your child when you're not there.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it was wrong?
No, because if I knew better, I would have done better.
Yeah.
I can't say it was wrong if...
I don't know, I agree with you.
If the information I had from people who's done it was this, that's the information I was going by. Until I started, and bear in mind, I didn't know her. So we knew each other as we were growing up, raising a child together. I didn't know what TikTok was, she didn't know what TikTok. So we were still figuring out each other as well as raising a child. So that's what it was. And no, it wasn't wrong because I was going on the information I had in front of me from the people who had done it. Whether that information worked for me or didn't work for me, that's a whole different story. But at that time, no, I didn't think it was wrong. No. Okay,
fair enough. Let's talk about the pregnancy. So you said you were there for the pregnancy. How was that? Were you supportive at least in this instance? So how was that?
I guess as the pregnancy got a little bit closer to the date, I got a little bit more, like, it's just, you get that feeling of, oh crap, this is really happening.
Yeah. So what changes did you make to accommodate for the fact that it was coming?
Nothing. And I didn't make any changes, but I was just aware of it's coming, and obviously I would make the effort to check in on her.
Okay.
But I think I was checking on her just to make sure
Jessie was okay.
Jessie was okay.
Yeah. There's a theme here.
When she gave birth, I dedicated my next God knows how long to Jessie. That's why everything I do, if it doesn't benefit Jessie somehow, I don't do it. Whether I'm going out, whether I'm traveling, whatever I'm doing, if somehow it doesn't benefit Jessie, I don't do it. It's just something I've committed to do. And I've done it from the beginning. So while I was checking on her to say, hey, are you okay? Even if I ring just to make sure she's back, I wasn't necessarily checking for her. I was just checking. Sometimes it's kind of like, it's just a kicking, where it's like, yes, he is. And I'm like, hey, let me just make sure that everything's fucking fine. But the pregnancy was nice. Yeah, it was Christmas Day and
The birth.
Yeah. Birth. I remember we had an argument
On the day.
and I just thought, I'm not doing this. So I just went to drop off presents. And this was like 12 in the afternoon. She was already at the hospital. And I just went around dropping off presents because we had an argument. There's 7 o'clock in the evening. And I thought, it's nothing to do. Just drive back to the hospital. And as soon as I got in, I could hear EastEnd is about to start. So it must have been 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. When does it start? It must have been 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And as soon as I got upstairs, they were wheeling us through to the theater. They're like, they need to do an emergency C-section for her. And I was like, oh shit, what happened? And then obviously she explained to me that she was stressed. And then I think Jesse had done the pool, so they have to do a proper C-section. And it was, I didn't get to see anything, thankfully. But that was it. So when Jessie came, obviously she was in so much pain. So I had to do the skin to skin because she was in so much pain and she had epidural pumped up in her. She couldn't really feel. So I had to stay in the hospital with her for, it was okay. I wouldn't do it again though.
You wouldn't go to the hospital?
I don't know if I want another child.
You don't know if you want another child?
Nah.
You know, we'll get into that towards the end of the episode, right? Okay, so now we've talked about the pregnancy, we've talked about the birth. Let's talk about, you've now left the hospital. Did you have it together or separately?
No, separately. It was horrible. Not horrible in the sense of, it was just, there's no manual to it. Nobody tells me what to do after.
So were you navigating all this by yourself?
Yeah, like, I was navigating with the man then, but again, I wasn't telling my dad. My dad, again, as far as he's concerned, is how is Jesse? Like, he's cool. But I wasn't really saying to him, I don't know how I feel about this, Dad. Like, what am I supposed to do now that the child is there? Because I can't breastfeed. I can't really having the weekend. What am I supposed to do? Like, okay, you buy the nappies, you buy the formula. What happens after that?
So who was your...
Oh, she was with her family.
No, I said, well, who was your word of... Who was your counsel? The man them.
But I remember the man them, they were navigating... Maybe some of them for the first time, some of them with someone else, which is also the first time with them and that person. So it's more, you're sharing ideas just to see the best of the worst, to see if my case is similar to his, what did he do? If my case is similar to his one, what did he do? But it's just, see that first couple months when they gave birth, like I felt kind of useless because there was nothing for me to do because I'm not living with her and the family. Like, I have to go there after work for like an hour because Jessie ain't doing anything. They're not doing anything. I'm not with her. I can stay there and pretend like I'm cool and then just, I'm going to go now. But I haven't done anything and then just get in the car and drive home and you're like, it was just horrible. But it's because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It felt like, you know the week between Christmas and New Year where it's like, what happens between that? Like, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, that's how I felt.
That's the instant knowledge.
It was literally like, I just felt like, okay, all I'm doing is just giving money, buying nappies, buying formula, but other than that.
Okay, so at what point did that change where it became a situation where you started to interact and Jesse started to spend longer amounts of time in their home, or started to get close to...
We've been around.
Yeah.
I've always been around. So even if I go there for 2-3 hours a day, I would go there every day for I've always been around. So there's never been a moment where it's been, I didn't suggest it this week. No, I've always...
No, I'm saying, like, so obviously you said it was horrible because there wasn't much for you to do.
Oh, we should move back to hers.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I guess that I had to support because obviously, remember, she's still recovering from the C-section where she's gone back to hers and it's just hers now.
Oh, she's on her own?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now I could come around and then help, but I never stayed. I'll go back or so that probably then maybe just was about 3 months. And then she went back to hers and obviously I'll come around, help her out, 1 or 2 things her. Maybe if she wants nappies, she'll tell me, oh, I don't have these nappies. Ask her, I get 1 or 2 things. And you feel it'd be useful because you can't do 1 or 2 things, even if you stay there and she goes, do whatever, just do all your child and you chill for a minute and then feed him and then just go, but at least compared to where it was before, I couldn't do anything because obviously her family were doing everything because she's at their house. Fair enough. But when she's at hers now, I could come in and do it. But as soon as that's done, go back home.
Okay. So I'm just trying to navigate the changes. Where did the flip ever happen? Because it comes across like you have a beef relationship with Jesse now. But obviously, initially, you felt a bit useless. I want to know, when did it change where it's just like, you know what? My son.
I think I've always applied that pressure. I think she knew from the start that I was never going to go anywhere.
Okay.
I think she knew from the start that, oh, nah, he's really in for his child. Like, even if she did one or two things, I'll just overlook it. I think that changed from probably around 2 or 3. So that's when I started having Jesse every other weekend. When Jesse was free, never missed a weekend, never swapped a weekend. But every other time, she might still reach out and say, hey, can you have Jesse this day, or can you do this? And I'll just black, because obviously I don't really do much outside of work or gym. So that flexibility, I've always got it. When she realized that she could utilize that in regards to, if she takes Jesse to her auntie's house, Jesse might ring, or they might ring to say, hey, Jesse's crying, can you come get him?
Really?
Or Jesse's mom asked us to ring you to come get Jesse, and I'll be like, cool. So I said to them, why don't you guys just tell her to just give Jesse to me instead of bringing him here, and then he cries, and then you guys call me, and then he ends up with me anyways.
Just go straight to you.
So why don't we just sit? And then that's where it was. But the thing is, we've always kept it. Well, I've always kept it to Jesse. Never personal with her. Don't ask her what she's doing with her life or nothing. I've just kept it to Jesse. And I think most of the times, a lot of guys, fathers, get so personal with what the mother of the child is doing, like they lose sight of the role of being a father. Like it's like they want to police her being a mother, and they want to police themselves being a father, and how she be a mother.
I agree, and the reason why I think you may have found it easier to make that, to establish that boundary, is because you were never actually together. I come from a place where I'm kind of a judgment who want to police. I'm not saying this right, but I understand if you've been with someone for 2-3 years, you all of a sudden now broken up. You're used to having a certain level of access to her, but all of a sudden that access ends, and you're meant to just act like it doesn't exist. It doesn't. Pardon?
That's how it should be.
It's
long as for me, long as it's the benefit for the child. Because on the flip side, if she does that, we'll call it a bit more of a drama.
Yeah.
If she does exactly the same thing, we'll call it a bit more of a drama. But if we do the same thing, we could mask it and say,
baby,
father be.
I'll be father drama.
And to be fair, if you want, I was the drama. If we're to say I was, and again, I apologize to her whenever this comes up, because I was the drama. Because for Jesse, I would have 110%, and she knows that. And I think the quicker she saw that, oh crap, he's willing to go whole full level, I think the easier it got for both of us. Where even if she said to me, oh, don't come to my house tomorrow. If I come, what are you gonna do? Like you know, I'm not coming there for you. I'm not coming to make trouble. Even if I come, you don't let me in. That's fine. I'll go back home and come back again. But some guys, I think, if the mother of the child say, don't come to my house tomorrow, they just take that as, oh, she's been dramatic, and it's easier for them to just put in blame on her to say, you know what, I went there, she asked me not to come, so I went on, and then
again back. I don't disagree, but I try to shy away from painting all men in the same brush. That's just me as an individual. Pardon?
I think it just makes it easier.
No. Don't get me wrong. I feel like a lot of people rely on excuses. They and like you rightfully pointed out, if she says not come to my house, they're like, she told me not to come. And then it's like, I'll tell you when you grows up, she told me not to come, and all this stuff. And that's what they told their friends and told people as well. But it comes down to how you see yourself in the family unit, right? If you see yourself as necessary, if you see yourself as needed, because you're battling someone else's emotions. So if she says to you, don't come to my house, it's up to you to decide to be a bit logical and be like, why does she want to come to her house? Is it personal? Does she not want to see me? Does she not want to see my child? Because it could be a situation where you're annoying her so much, she doesn't want to see your face. But she's okay with you coming to the house to take your child, which I assume is what happened.
No, don't come to the house.
Why didn't she always come to the house, Jesse?
But obviously that's the same. It wasn't about Jesse, it was about me and her.
Exactly.
But that's fine with me, because I understand that I never judged her based off emotion. Decisions made off emotions. I need that, like it's wherever it was in it. I'll just go there and say, I'm outside. Sit downstairs in the car for 2-3 hours. I might read 50 times, she might not pick up, and I'll see her outside in the car. And then the phone would ring. It would just,
I'm curious to know what you would do to her to make her say, "Don't come to the house."
I used to overreact.
Okay, what does that look like?
When I start, no, when I stop overreacting,
Yeah.
I used to,
Yeah, but what does that look like? Help us visualize it.
at that time, it was my way or the highway.
Okay.
When it comes to Jesse, it was literally, I don't care what you do outside of Jesse. See, but when it comes to me and Jesse, oh yeah, it was my way or the highway, whatever that looks like.
So there was no room for negotiation or
When it comes
compromise.
to there was, but not when it comes to me seeing Jesse, or when
Okay.
it comes to me having access to Jesse. No, there wasn't. No, not from you. Not because if you're gonna make those decisions because I'm a danger to my son, that's fine. But if you're gonna make those decisions based off your personal feeling, that's nothing to do with Jesse. Like, it's not hard. This happened to Jesse because of you. It's literally just, you made me feel like this, and for that reason, no, we're not.
Have you ever navigated like court mediation, any of that stuff?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said to them. I said it's not.
How was that experience for you?
Mediation was about money. It was but this is the thing. The more, obviously, the right information would allow you to make the right decision in most cases. When I asked the man, them say, "Yo, so how do you guys navigate?" Just give money. But they forget to say, the more you give, the more they want. So I was giving the money, and then
Can we get into the detail? How much?
hey, what nothing, £300. And then the weekend she has him, I'll give, was it £200? The weekend she has him, I'll give her extra £50 because I want Jesse to not, say if they go out, I want you to be able to buy something for Jesse, not.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay, because I take Jesse out every weekend, not non-stop. Every weekend I have Jesse, we have to do something. So I want, if he's with his mom, I want that to be
The same.
case. But if he's with his mom on her weekend, obviously I understand she's had him throughout the week. She might need to relax on the weekend. She would drop Jesse to the auntie's house, and then the auntie might end up bringing me to say, "Oh," but then she still expected £50, and I said, "No, I'm not going to give you that." And obviously, I think it went a spot to, "But if I take it to CSA, child maintenance, I'll get more than you." And I thought, you don't know me like that. Like, remember, we don't know each other. I said, you don't know me like that. So I took myself to CSA.
That's so interesting.
Because I thought, obviously, I guess in my opinion, I think she was going off the lifestyle that she saw at that time. And I thought she could get more, and I just took myself seriously. So that's when the mediation.
So let's walk through that step by step. You took yourself CSA. In the back of your mind, it was just to see how much you had to pay, or just to make it official.
To make it official, but that was out of pettiness.
Okay.
It was literally out of pettiness. It's because already at this stage, I'd already been given money from, like I said,
When she was pregnant.
see, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So at this stage, it was literally just pettiness. It wasn't because I didn't have the funds. It was literally just, you're not going to dictate to me how much to give when I've already given. It was just out of pettiness. It was slowly out of pettiness.
And did they mandate that you should give less? Did you give less?
Yeah. Because I said, yeah. I said, she goes, can we go back to where it was? I go, no, I want to go what they said in the paper.
And how did she?
She liked it.
Yeah, but how did she communicate her dislike for it to you?
Oh, the mediation, man.
Okay. And mediation, what did they want to get come out of it? Yeah.
I remember the lady saying, well, unless he's giving you less, we can't do anything. But if he's giving you,
And so mandated by CSA.
and she goes, unless he was to, and I go, no, I just want to do what they say on the paper. And then obviously my son was like, no, can we go back to where it was? I go, no, they said it there, that paper, that's what I want to go with. But so we've stuck to it, but obviously I've always still give more. If she offered 50, I'll give 100. If you ask for 20, I'll give 30.
Yeah.
I still give.
Wow.
I think it was just our pettiness of just don't bite the hand of
So like she was getting kind of entitled.
Yeah, it's just.
I think how we phrase this is really interesting, right? Because it to me it comes across like she has a spirit of entitlement that you didn't like. And you want to snip down the bud.
If it was about Jesse, in my opinion, I would give. But because at that time, I remember I'm having Jesse enough as well, where, in my opinion, £400, £300, £350, £400, come on, you can make do of it. Like you can make do of it. Like you don't have him Monday to Friday. If he goes to school, is 9 to 3 o'clock or whatever. I have him on the weekends or like. In my opinion, it would just you're literally asking because you think I can give. It's not because you necessarily need it. It's just because you just want to get more out of me. That's what.
This is what you saw. Is this your stance now?
No, because now all of Jess's activities are covered: swimming, football, school uniform, all of that, and I still give she. And then now and then she still and say, "Hey, can I have 20 pounds for this?" And I'll give. Can I have 50 pounds for this? I don't question that. But again, at that stage, I solely done it just out of pettiness. It's literally there was no reason why I done it. Just because she said to me, if she said to me, "You know what, I'm struggling X, Y, Z. Can I get a little bit more?" I don't mind. But to detect and say, I'll get more if I do.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was just that. No, you wouldn't, because it's I've just showed not. It's just our pettiness. There was literally nothing else.
I'm not into self-awareness
It
though.
was just our pettiness. Because again, like I said, if I've been giving you money from before the child got here, and I'm still giving, I can afford to give. That's why you're asking for more. But it's how you're asking. That's what I'm pushing against. It's not that you're asking. It's how you're asking. I don't like.
Okay. What's your relationship like with her like now?
Okay. It's not toxic. It's not.
Was it toxic previously?
Was it toxic previously? No, it wasn't. Or maybe it was. Maybe I'm just being in denial. Maybe it was toxic.
Define toxic. What does that look like to you?
That the child don't know where to turn to, or the child is having to grow up quicker to defend mommy or daddy, where they don't know, or he or she, they're just caught up in the middle of mommy and daddy's drama. Where
was that the case?
No.
Okay.
It's never been the case. Like it's never been. I'm coming to get Jesse. Jesse, like, no, I don't want to go to that. Like it's never been. It's just never been like that. Like it's never. Yeah, communication's always been poor. I think that's probably our biggest problem. Communication is 0%.
Why hasn't that changed in 6 years?
Because I gave up on communication with her a couple of years back. Like I tried the communication to let her dictate how we communicate. And
you and her.
Yeah. Well, wherever she says, I'll just like give into it. So it's just easier that way. And maybe on my part, that was the wrong attitude to look at, because I'm very flexible with it. Wherever she says, I could probably adjust work, personal life to fit around it. But the adjustment was just too much. Like today, it could be, can you get him at 2 o'clock? Tomorrow, can you get him at 3 o'clock?
Okay.
Do 3 o'clock.
There was a consistent.
You done it at 2 o'clock. So why can you not do tomorrow? See, exactly. You think because I'm just flexible, you could just throw this time out there.
Yeah.
I should adjust to those things. So now I just stop picking up the phone. So if I don't want to do it, I just don't pick up the phone.
Okay. So the way my mind is heading right now is kind of like, have you ever considered establishing like a schedule? Or if you establish schedules, does that take away from the flex from you seeing them ad hoc whenever you want?
The thing with the schedule is, again, not to say, I don't want to use the word benefit because obviously he's my child, but the schedule benefited more because I'm always flexible. I would never ring her to say, my son is 8 now, I've never run to say, hey, I can't do Saturday. I've never, because for me, I make sure everything revolves around Jesse, so I'm always one step ahead. If you said to me, come on a Saturday, and I've just said that Saturday, I'm not coming. Regardless what it is, I'm not coming unless Jesse's coming with me. So that's how I operate. So with her, I guess, she tried to make those adjustments where it's, I can't have him this weekend, can you have him? I'm like, no, because your weekend is every other weekend. So how can you not make those plans? But I can't say that if she's adding Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, sometimes I have to give that allowance of, let's be honest, she's adding the whole week because she's gone to work as well. But for me, it will never go around. So that flexibility doesn't work, or that schedule doesn't work on the other way around. It would just be always 1 week clock. Because I would never say to her, hey, can you do that for me?
Why is that?
Because my life revolves around my son.
I guess the reason why I'm asking why is that is it because you don't have the kind of relationship with her? Like, if a situation came up where it's just like, I don't know, let's imagine a situation came up where it was just like, you have to do something. Like, it's literally life or death. It's literally life changing.
If Jesse is not coming,
Really?
I kid you not. I kid.
Okay, what if this thing would benefit Jesse if you went without him?
Then I'll make. But it's in my weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's my, I got support.
Oh, okay. So you never actually
that Jesse's okay on my side, but it wouldn't be Jesse still with mommy because Jesse still comes to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I probably not support where
you don't need her.
No, it might from this side on our way good.
Okay, I understand.
Always there, and I think I'm just grateful enough to say that support because a lot of people don't have that support. I've got that support, like whether my dad, my brothers, my uncle, and they've got relationship with Jesse. Outstanding. Like Jesse means so much like my older brother. Like they've got like I can leave. Jesse could be in the house and probably gonna see Jesse for a couple of hours because he's downstairs, it's upstairs, is in this room and that. So I'm nice with it. But if it's just me and Jesse, if I can't go somewhere and Jesse's, I'm not going. I
understand. Yeah, friend. Okay, so let's actually take a few steps back because I think we ignored this. So you guys were dating. She got pregnant. What then happened? Was it like we're no longer dating or?
Oh yeah. I remember saying, well, just remember that having my child as in the ceremony, we're going to be together.
At what stage did you say this?
Oh shit. But again, I think.
So she was pregnant?
Oh yeah. I think those things was just out of, I don't want to say cold fear. I think it was such a different feeling of, I think it's just, I think there's not enough information to tell the young guys how to behave when they get that I'm pregnant. Because there's so much emotion like you run through. Like 1 minute, don't call my phone. Yeah, just after when you already have the child and this next thing is like, oh, okay, so what are we gonna do? And then next minute again, I'm all over the place. But I remember saying, having the child doesn't mean we're gonna be together. Or it doesn't mean we're not gonna be together. It doesn't. Like, don't think you're gonna have a child and automatically that's a relationship. No, it doesn't. Or don't think having a child doesn't mean we're not. It just, but however it turns out, that's how it's gonna be. But from now, we're not together. We're having a child, that's fine, but we're not together. I said, but one thing I would never do, I would never label you my baby mother. I would never call her my baby mother. I would always refer to her as Jesse's mom. I would never ever refer, that's as far as it will go. I would never refer you as, I'll play with Jesse's mom or your name. And then we'll get to argument, don't call me my name. So that's I've got Jessica's women.
Okay, so at what stage, I guess, in this process did you or her, or did you both realize, like, you know what, this is heading to nowhere?
I think I think things happen where, you know, there's certain lines within you or boundaries within you, regardless who that individual is, or you just think, if they've crossed this line, we cannot go back to being the same. We might be cool, but it can never be like that cool as well before. I think those lines were crossed on both sides.
Okay.
It was crossed multiple times. It was oh God, the boundary was crossed on both sides, whereas there's no way after all of these
we're gonna be
together. Nah. And those lines or those boundaries are crossed from really early that I knew straight away. From now on, there's not coming back. And we've never tried, never crossed the line. On both sides, it's never been come to my house at 4 a.m. or me come to the house. Never been the case. Never. 8 years, nothing.
That's interesting.
Both sides has never been, or who you with, who's that? Never been the case. Never.
So, do you talk to her about?
No.
Do you even know about to say it?
Because I just, if he's not about Jesse.
That's what I was gonna say. So about his day to day.
His day to day, yeah.
How do you talk like?
Well, now or back then?
Back then and now, how do you?
Oh, now Jesse's got a phone, so my phone is over there. So that's phone is for Jesse's got iPad. Jesse's always had an iPad, so we've got an iPad, so he could always ring. Or now Jesse just ring and just tell me, through me when our football went.
Okay, well, but back then,
I'm so involved with Jessie.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily need to give me.
Yeah.
All that she's giving me is maybe the days I didn't pick him up from school or whatever happened on the way home from school. But I'm so involved. I see him 4 or 5 times a week. I'm not really out of space enough to miss any information. Or I'm always on the phone to him to say what's going on, and he's always telling, oh, me and mom are doing this, or mommy did that, or this, that. Or she's calling me to say, speak to your child because X, Y, and Z is happening or not happening. So I'm always like, I'm never far away from them. Back then, it was a bit tricky because obviously, if she doesn't want to speak to me, I can't speak to Jessie because obviously But sometimes she might be in a mood where she can FaceTime Jesse and just leave the iPad there for me to just see it. But obviously Jesse's so young or not speaking at this time, and he's just there, and that's fine with me. So it hasn't been, I think I haven't had it as bad as other people. I bet others too, and I'm like, bro, maybe mine was just a little bit different, but I don't think I've had it as bad as other people. And I hope she feels the same, because if I thought I think for Jesse, I'm doing the right thing. But someone else might look at, well, no, you're not doing the right thing.
There's a point you made earlier about you only use what information you have currently. And I think based on what you said to me and the information you currently have, you're doing the best for Jesse. Right? Yeah.
Right now, 10 years from now, I could look back and go, okay, that was all wrong. At that time, that was the information in front of me, and those were the decisions that I made based off the information. It's not like, again, if I know better, I will do better. That's literally all I do. Until then, we're just doing the best.
You know what it is? I love it when men are so involved in their children's lives, especially when they're co-parenting, because it's not something you hear very often.
I think it's because I want to do it just once.
Pardon?
I think it's because I've lied to do it. I don't want to get this wrong.
So
I want to look back and go, yes.
I said we were gonna come back to this at the end, and we're here now. So why do you want to do it just the one time?
There's no specific reason why I want to do it one time. I mean, if it happens, I'm not going to shy away from it.
But this is the thing. If it happens, that leans toward another quote unquote.
That's what it is at that time. But if you often say, Jess, would you want another one? The answer would be no. But if it's, Jess, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it.
But again, why is the answer no?
There's no specific reason. I just don't want another child. I didn't want
this.
Not in the first place like that. No disrespect to my son. I didn't want one like that. When I was 25, there was no...
It wasn't in your mind.
Yeah, so when I had this conversation with a few of the guys the other day, I don't think he was ever going to be on any of our minds. I don't think there was ever going to be a time, unless most of our friends that got married. I think the vast majority will say, when do I have a child? I think there's never going to be a right time. And then I think, looking back here, I'm so grateful and so thankful to her that she made that decision to keep it. Because it turns out that's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And I didn't make that decision. She did. But I'm so thankful for that. I don't think if you ever asked me, Jesse, do you want to, I don't think I'm ever going to say yes.
This is the thing. So you just identify that it's one of the best things that ever happened to you. But at the same time, you're making a conscious decision to not want it ever again.
I'm happy with just the one. I'm happy with this. I'm fine with him. Like, he's
really
looking beautiful. He's smart. He's clever. He's very well. For me, I think I'm content enough. Again, if it happens, I'll commit to it. But I'm not.
You're not seeking it. Okay. Let's go back now again. If you could go back in time and talk to 24-year-old you about what was coming, what would you say to yourself?
You'll be fine.
That's it.
Literally, you'll be fine. Because I was so worried about so many things. I can be a good father. What happens if I die? Am I going to be alive? What happens if this happens to me? What happens if this happens to him? Is she going to be a good mom? There was so much going off in my mind. Am I going to have enough money? Oh my God, do I need to get another job? Or do I need to stop what I'm doing? Do I need to stop doing? Like, there was so much going on that it's like I was living the moment out of fear, not necessarily enjoying the moment because this is a blessing. It would just, you have stories of, no, I regret not being part of my son's life or my child's life because I was in prison. And then I'm like, I don't have to say that. So I was living the moment, not because of the moment, just because I don't want to look back and go, oh, I missed his first birthday. No, I just have fear. But if I have to go back and say to that 24, 25-year-old me, oh, you'll be fine. Literally, all I was saying to him, you'll be fine. Because look at it, like, if you see me and my son's relationship, it's like my little brother. Like, everybody's something not picking up is like, oh, your brother is this, like, no, that's my dad. and it's nearly as fun as me. So for me, it would be, you'll be fine. And I think a lot of times people don't hear that from their peers. Honestly, bro, I kid you not, you're gonna be okay. Your child is gonna be okay.
You're right.
Honestly, you're gonna be fine. A lot of times people don't hear that. And for me, if I had that back in the day, that honest and just, I'm like, well, man, you got it.
It's interesting you say this here because I feel like to some people at that age who says that you'll be fine, it could make them complacent. It could make them feel like, you know what, I didn't do too much. Things will work out in the end. Because no matter how you look at it, right? Any situation I involves children, as long as children grow up healthy, it worked out to some degree.
Yeah, but then you have to then understand it's not just them growing up. You want them to have that discipline, you want them to have that manners, you want them to know their thank you, their please. You want all of that. So if you're complacent and they don't have that, you're not fine. Because again, when they get to a certain age, you have to then tackle that. So no, I guess you would be fine as in just do your best and the next. So not like.
So it's kind of like, don't worry.
Yeah, it's just don't worry, you'll be fine. And right now.
Cool. Let's get into dating. Let's get into dating.
With a child?
With a child. Let's get into dating with a child. Let's get into dating with having Jesse there. Obviously, you made it abundantly clear that your life revolves around him, your time revolves around him. Do you date? How do you accommodate for that, considering your commitments?
I try to be upfront straight away and say to you, have a child. There's no ifs or buts. It's not, I don't like dating guys with kids. That's it. There's no, we're not carrying on after that. There's no buts for you. No. If you don't date guys with kids, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't need you to make any adjustment for me because I'm not making any adjustment. If I say to you, I don't like someone who smoke, and you smoke, there is no fault. Like we're done. I try to date people who are active with me having a child and comfortable with me having a child, whether they want their own child or whether they don't. But I like to be a little bit upfront with, and I don't want to waste 2-3 days before I think you have a child. The first step could see. By the way, I have a child. If that's not for you, there.
It's not the having a child part I'm curious about. It's the having a child and not wanting any more children. I'm curious to know how that's impacting your dating life.
I tell them straight away. If it's something that they're happy with, then yeah. Or it's something again, it's not for them. Or always about kids and say, you know what, that's fine because I've got a child. Or you know, I don't have a child. In the future, I was want a child, so you're not the guy for me. I'm not gonna nothing the same way. I might be someone who has 2-3 kids, and I'm like, oh, you know,
not for you.
And that's why it's not to be weak. Or I'm someone that she goes, oh no, I want one, and I want done, and that's just for mind of the scene. Cool.
Yeah, because you brought it up here. Why wouldn't you get a woman with 2 or 3 children?
That promise.
Yeah. Would you?
With 2-3 kids. There's no drama. I just see them alive. I can't date me outside them. I always say this to people, say, if the mother of my child don't stress me, help me if I could take another woman, baby cover stressing me. Okay. I'm not bringing that to the table. So I can't think when I was deal with your BS over there with baby cover or dinner. But don't bring. I'm free on this side. We're not a bit so too big kids.
Oh, listen to bro. That's all.
I was just saying, for example, like you have to be. For defense, if it's freaky than a same age, maybe not.
Okay. At the start to wrap up, let's talk about, is there anything you do differently?
With just
in general, as regards to from where you guys met up until today, what would you have done differently if you had to do it again? Okay.
100%. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It would be definitely involved by a little bit more. Because again, like I said, I'm sure my conversation probably tell is just Jesse. At no point did I ever consider that member. For me, we're just, as long as she has money, she's fine. Didn't take her feeling into account, didn't take her emotions into account. For me, we just, she got the money that she needs, she got the money, she didn't make. Or I didn't, but I said I was giving action the money. That's the messed up part. It's not like I'm giving that take rabbit. You don't need nothing to check. You know, this before I start again, the information of why.
Yeah.
They just can give up.
Yeah.
And £10 or £20, wherever I was leaving that, and make these things, I'll give it up. Like, so for me, I'll definitely be more respect and a little bit more conceit. Because I think I can't go back to do it. I can't. But I've apologized when it's come up to say, you know what, I was young, isn't it? I don't know if that's an excuse though. And I don't blame the people that give that information, because again, if that's what it did and works for them, they're only telling me what worked for them.
Yeah.
Work for them. But yeah, for me, if I could go back, it would be more respectful. Definitely more respectful.
Yeah.
Back from the start till she gave birth on. It would be definitely more respectful. Definitely. That's all. The rest, I think I'd be okay. Talking things they said.
You know, she might come on my YouTube comments and let me know that if you lied. But anyway, so my final question for you, if someone was going to similar to you and they want to reach out to say, hey, Jesse, like, I'm telling you for what to have a child, what kind of advice would you give them?
I feel it's dynamic, isn't it? You literally just said, how long have you been on this in a week? 2 months, 3 months, 6 years? It's all different. And because for me, I only knew this for a short period of time. And funny enough, maybe the person I'm asking for requires a bit of a partner for 10 years. It's a whole different kind of thing. The relationship, the communication, the different, how much you know about that person is different. I didn't know this is wrong.
Okay, someone comes to you, he says, I've dated someone for 3-4 months. She's pregnant. I need some advice. I need help navigating this.
Bible tongue and stick through. That literally,
That's it.
physically Bible tongue and stick through. Because it never easy. It was a number for both of us, it's first time. Most of the time, I was having to go at Jesse's mom for doing what she thought was best for Jesse. But because she's not doing the way I would do it, I'll criticize her of it. And I see she's done.
Yeah, of course.
But she's never done it before. Just because we think that's how you would do it. And same way, I would do something and she would criticize me because she thinks she wouldn't have done it that way. So for me, it was just small. So sometimes you literally have to bite with tongue and don't say anything. But those times where you're literally keep it under the set and someone come to you and say, that was crap. You literally just give 100% doing that. Don't make you lose that kind of like, no, I'm rather just do anything.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do anything to say I'm a steak farmer than do 100% and you call me
a
steak farmer. So for me, it would be filming that position, bite the tongue, and knowing yourself and giving your best, and you'll be fine. As long as you know in your heart, if I reached you up and look, how much you give and say 100%, you'll be fine. Like genuine. And I think that's another thing, just to add something to that. When fathers don't give 100%, that's when they get scared with half the dating. If just as long as dating, at no way would deep me. Like I would not just sleep over just in that thing. Like whatever she bringing on would never be a threat to me. So, but when they're not giving 100%,
I agree.
That's three. If this guy comes in and give 100% to these targets I've heard that, oh God, I'm done at it. So that's why it's for me. It's always gonna be 100%.
No, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I think, but that's still a lot of men have. It's something like, oh, I should date someone else. How can I date someone else? But like you rightfully pointed out, if you commit to your responsibilities, you'll be fine.
I kid you not. And for me, that's why, and I think that's why there's no drama. Like, if I see Justin on my side with another man, okay, like I have no influence.
Would you say that, sir?
Yeah, of course. Come and play, yes.
I'm just checking. You said you guys will communicate, so I don't know.
Please. Wouldn't have that. I was so grateful that we never had that.
Yeah.
Oh, your son mom was bringing me. I should never had that. Like people saying like, yeah, my son, like I never had it. Hell that. Like it's never been outside my door, banging on my door. Never know that. It's literally just drama from me to her or from her to me. It's never screwed outside. Never screwed up this side. Like I think I like it easy. And I had it easy out of arrogance. It's not necessarily because I prayed for it. It's just out to share evidence from the information I had. It was arrogance. But thankfully for me, it worked out fine. I don't know if it would be the same for everybody else. So that's what I'm saying. He was in that position. Just literally bite it from him 200%. Literally, if you thought you decide, you'll be fine. Then you could have done sure.
Yeah, 100%. Jesse, I appreciate you, my bro. Of course, man. I could have not.
Hopefully, yeah.
We're done.